East meets West. I met the father of my 4 children through working in a predominantly run Asian-based retail company 25 years ago. Although I feel this is a very personal issue to myself, I would like to help others in maybe similar situations by sharing my story. I was a very naive 19-year-old teenager who had already lost a major male figure in my life at 16, who was my father, to that dreaded illness, cancer. I admit I had been an emotional wreck, but had decided that I needed to get my life back onto track. I started work, and before long, this kind, friendly, attentive young male had shown an interest in me. He was 21, and apart from him being of a brown skin colour to my white complexion, there did not seem to be any other difference. How wrong was I? To cut my story short, as I could so easily write a book, I was a young English-born Church of England British female, and he was a young Pakistani-born Muslim male. Although this may not mean anything to some people, in reality it is significant. As we were both young at the time, to be honest, it didn't mean a lot to us either. But gradually, as time went on, although the love grew stronger, the real sense of 2 people from completely different backgrounds was becoming more prominent. Although the love was mutual on both sides, the jealousy and possessiveness became excessive on just one side. You're in the thick of it before you even realise what was happening. So true the saying that love is blind. We both left home to live together, and he got dismissed from work because our boss was Muslim and did not agree with the relationship. He eventually found employment, and against the odds we were fighting a war. I became pregnant, and no denying life got tougher. We were not just up against financial struggle, but people too. She's white and you're a Muslim. This was such a common phrase to hear. You can't do this, you're disrespecting your family and shaming them. The comments were endless. He unfortunately became more possessive, and I know I also changed as a person. I didn't eat certain foods, I had no friends, I didn't go out, and my life had completely changed. Although we still had each other, we were up against so much. I gave birth at the age of 21 to a beautiful baby girl. Had I known then what I know now, that she had been born into a culture clash. He naturally had his views and opinions for her upbringing, and obviously it was based on how he was raised as a child. My upbringing was somewhat quite different. You may well ask as the reader, so how come you ended up having 3 more children? Well, yes, you're right, but I think each and every one of us can look back on our lives at some point and think, if only this or if only that, and maybe have done things differently. But sometimes we just have to make the best out of a bad situation. I've learnt a hell of a lot over the years, and I'm still learning. I've laughed, I've certainly cried, I've been angry, sad, and in fact I could probably say I've experienced every possible emotion that there is. The real moral of my story is that we don't think things or situations through when we're young, but we have to learn from our mistakes, and as we grow older, the things we've done in our early days do certainly catch you up. The mistakes can be either too late or too hard to rectify. The problems can then rebound onto your children, and before long they are living your mess too. From my experience, never judge a book by its cover. Children are born innocent, so why should they have to suffer from our mistakes? If by sharing my story I can help just one person, then it's been worth it. I would not like someone to go through what I have, or my children. We live and learn, and life is a journey.